All throughout history, we have attempted to piece together the forgotten truths of the world. Unfortunately, however, this is not always an easy task, and there are often times when strange mysteries remain unsolvable for the foreseeable future. So today, we will be going over these 5 historical mysteries. For years now, the Great Pyramid at Giza has been shrouded in mystery. So many theories have been put forward, but as of today, many of these lead to a dead end. It's been said that even with the technology we have today, it would be tough to construct the Great Pyramid of Giza. Its construction over 4,000 years ago is so astounding in some people's eyes that they invoke mystical or even otherworldly involvement. Over the years, evidence has been presented which could suggest the pyramids predate the Egyptians and that a more advanced civilization lived before them. The Great Pyramid is located at the center of the landmass of the Earth. When looking at the pyramids, most will agree that it has 4 sides. However, photographs taken years ago go against this. The centers of the 4 sides are indented with an extraordinary degree of precision. This means that it actually forms an 8-sided pyramid. What's strange though is that this can only be observed from the sky. So many people have questioned why you are only able to see this when you are above the pyramid. What use would this be when they were made thousands of years before flight? Another strange thing is that it's only detectable at dawn and sunset on the spring and autumn. This is when the sun casts shadows on the pyramid. For a reference to the size of the pyramids, each block of the colossal structure weighs roughly 2.5 metric tons, with over 2.3 million blocks making up the entirety of the structure. Not only did this require 315 blocks to be moved in place each day for the next 20 years, but to accomplish such a building scale even today would be an impossible feat, unable to be matched. As new discoveries and 3D mapping of the pyramids continued, even more mysterious natures of their structure were found. Today, this giant structure is still viewed as one of history's greatest mysteries. The oldest myths among the locals of the Amazon jungle is that of the existence of the eternal boiling river. The river was believed to be inhabited by the serpent spirit known as the Yakumama, a name of which roughly translates to the mother of the waters. According to the legend, this serpent spirit had the ability to breathe out a tremendous amount of heat, of which could change the waters throughout the area into a rolling boil that had the ability to heal those of whom stood in its vapours. Interestingly enough, in the modern day, researchers have discovered an area within the Amazon that has a river of boiling water flowing throughout the area. When the researchers were escorted to the site with the help of a local shaman, they discovered that the waters in the area stayed roughly between the temperatures of 120 to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Additionally, the mud all along the river was known to be so hot to touch that it could cause third-degree burns. Though many researchers originally suggested that perhaps these were underground magma chambers warming the river to a boil, this theory would eventually be discarded as the closest form of volcanic activity was at least 400 miles away in any direction. Other explanations have been put forward, but the shaman have proven to be an obstacle when trying to understand the river, as they grow distrusting of more and more developments in the region. Today, no official explanation for the boiling river exists. According to the myths in the region of West Virginia, a tale involving a caring woman and a tragic end seemed to surface every year, told by people who claimed to have come face to face with the ghost of Screaming Jenny. The story tells of a woman of whom never had much. She lived in a small storage shed located near the tracks of an old railroad that was rarely ever used. Oftentimes, even though Jenny did not have much, she was known for giving what she could to those around her, and even caring and tending to those sick or wounded. One day, however, as she was eating her soup close to a fire in the shed, her gown caught a flame and could not put it out. She quickly ran from her shed to the train station in the hopes that someone could help. Her misfortune did not seem to end there, however, as the rarely used track was occupied by a fast-moving train coming without a stop, which caused it to slam into the poor woman. It seems that according to the legend, her story does not end there. Every year on the anniversary of her passing, train conductors and other reputable sources claim they can see and hear the screaming of Jenny in her last moments. Over the years, the human race has increased its technology. What we thought was once impossible we are now doing. This can be seen in the recent advancements of robotics and artificial intelligence. However, one thing that we are focusing on is space. Though it has often been the target of science fiction novels depicting futuristic cities on our red neighbour, the colonization of Mars had previously never been a goal expected to be accomplished by existing space corporations, agencies, or governmental programs. This has changed recently as the up-and-coming private space agency known as SpaceX has announced this year that not only have they been working to perfect the costs and efficiency of travel, but that a deadline and developments for the colonization of the Martian planet has already begun. They have speculated that they should begin the last stages of the project sometime in early 2023, which will then see its first manned launch in 2024, containing many different people hand-selected by the company to begin the first processes of colonization on the Martian surface. Many problems previously argued by skeptics that deemed the project impossible have already been solved by the private space company, and the last matters of development and logistics have already begun forming. However, recently astronomers at the Panoramic Survey Telescope and Rapid Response System found an icy anomaly near Neptune. This mysterious object has been named Niku. The word Niku means rebellious, and scientists have agreed that this name is quite fitting. Interestingly, it's been discovered that Niku has an orbit that is 110 degrees different from all other orbits. Not just this, but this object also orbits in reverse. Some have put forward the theory that this mysterious Niku is actually Planet 9. It also goes by the name of Nibiru, and its believers are convinced the rogue system is making its way from the outer solar system inwards, where it would wreak havoc on Earth as it passes at about 4 million miles away. This hypothetical Neptune-sized planet has allegedly been witnessed by humans before, with some saying that the planet was talked about in the distant past and that it even features in certain texts. The idea is that every couple of thousand years, this planet makes its way towards Earth. This has, however, been debunked by scientists, and they say that this will not happen. NASA also had this to say about the planet. The story started with claims that Nibiru, a supposed planet discovered by the Sumerians, is headed toward Earth. This catastrophe was initially predicted for May 2003, but when nothing happened, the doomsday date was moved forward to December 2012 and linked to the end of one of the cycles in the ancient Mayan calendar at the winter solstice in 2012. However, nothing has happened and nothing is going to happen. Regardless, astronomers are still studying Niku. So what do you guys make of this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. On November 7th, 1872, the ship known as the Mary Celeste set sail from New York City. It had a full crew and was ready for deliveries. Oddly enough, when the ship was recovered on the 5th of December of that year, the entire crew was missing. At first, theories of foul play were put forward, believing that perhaps there was an attack or mutiny on the ship. However, it appeared upon investigation that no damage to the ship was done. Its cargo was completely intact, and the belongings of the crew was completely undisturbed. It almost appeared as if, for some unexplainable reason during their trip, the crew had simply completely vanished into thin air. This has caused many to speculate that perhaps some strange paranormal occurrence had taken place that caused the crew to disappear in the middle of their trip. No official explanation has been provided for the crew's disappearance. This isn't the only ocean mystery. Oftentimes, out in the deep blue waters of the ocean, disappearances can occur ranging from airlines to ships to military vessels and so on. These can usually happen without incident due to failures in the vehicles or other seemingly mundane explanations. That did not turn out to be the case in the event of the disappearance of the USS Scorpion. Though ships often go missing in the deep oceans, the case regarding the Scorpion was much more severe. The USS Scorpion was a US military nuclear submarine. It was declared lost in 1968 and at the time housed a crew of 99. The nuclear submarine was well equipped with radio communications and ways to have reported malfunction. Oddly enough, not only did the submarine completely disappear, but no attempts were made at emergency communications. Further Navy investigations to make attempts to recover the submarine craft led to other puzzling realizations, one of which was that the submarine had the highest level of inspections and most likely did not experience a failure of any kind. Even more mysterious was the fact that the submarine was one of 4 submarines that experienced a mysterious disappearance. Even more odd is this happened within the same 5-month time frame and in the same location. The other missing submarines included a French submarine, an Israeli submarine, and a Soviet submarine. Given the strange nature of the investigation and the importance of national security to recover any possible stolen nuclear weapons, a massive research team and budget was put into attempting to locate and uncover the truth about the disappearance, but nothing could be found. So what do you think of these 5 historical mysteries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comments section below and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.